2018 Audi A5 Coupe Review. The good points of Audi A5 Coupe: muscular styling, powerful yet frugal diesels, comfortable ride, fantastic interior. The bad points of Audi A5 Coupe: rivals are safer to drive, not much room inside back, expensive options, no hybrid version yet. The Audi A5 is really a two-door, four-seat coupe version from the popular A4 saloon, offering sleeker, more eye-catching styling to the image-conscious owner. Both cars share broadly exactly the same trim levels and engines, with performance and economy figures only differing slightly. Like its sister car, the A5 can be available in performance S flavor and race car for the Path RS guys, both coming as standard with Audi's famed quattro all-wheel drive system. Direct rivals come from the BMW 4 Series Coupe and Mercedes-Benz Class Coupe, and also the less popular but nonetheless capable Lexus RC Coupe. Is Audi's A5 the most effective in class? Watch on. Familiar engine range for that Audi A5 Coupe. Suiting the Audi A5's sportier nature, the lower-powered diesel engines in the A4 range aren't included. You get a similar 2.0-liter units, together with a more potent 3.0-liter diesel pair, sufficient reason for a 3.0-liter petrol engine inside S5 for stronger performance. Audi A5 Coupe new and used cars available for purchase. Place and are looking at that S, and also you find 450 horsepower within the RS5. Although right now it's a 2.9-liter V6 rather than V8 installed previously. Fleshing your entry point with the range, the 1.4-liter TFSI petrol with 150 horsepower joined the A5 Coupe lineup at the beginning of 2018. Quattro all-wheel drive is accessible and there's combining 6-speed manual, 7-speed S-tronic dual-clutch automatic and 8-speed Tiptronic traditional auto gearboxes offered. Improved handling for that second-generation Audi A5 Coupe. While the A5's driving dynamics still don't quite match up featuring its coupe rivals, the second-generation model is really a big improvement over its predecessor. You still get exactly the same Kenrail's traction levels with quattro all-wheel drive, but it really's married to more feelsome and well-weighted steering these times. Adaptive and dynamic suspension options enhance an all-watchy-capable design. Pick one with the faster diesel engine so you've got an incredible balance of power, precision and economy. Driver-focused, tech-laden Audi A5 Coupe cockpit. Step within the A5 Coupe so you'll instantly recognize the dashboard themes from both A4 plus the Q7 SUV. This is often a good thing, as the German manufacturer's current interior styling is seriously on point. As well, just as one elegant and unfussy layout, you receive an EasyTow SIM-MI multimedia controller for that large LCD screen. Spec the optional virtual cockpit digital instruments so you can flick from a satan of display, media information and trip computer data while leaving the primary screen free for other functions. Latest deals from Car. Audi A5 Diesel Sportback 2.0 TDI. £28,782. Or £369 a month. Audi A5 Diesel Sportback 2.0 TDI. £25,842. Or £336 every month. See all deals on Audi A5. Representative example, representative APR of 7.9% borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP type finance. The quantity payable can be £250 per month, using a total price of credit of £1,483 as well as a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Car Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DPGB09151058 can be a credit broker regulated by FCAFRN:667368. The verdict: sensibly keeping many in the striking details from the original A5 Coupe, The second-generation model has evolved into a handsome two-door that turns heads traveling without being overwrought or garishly detailed. Inside it sets new benchmarks for automotive interior quality without losing core ergonomic requirements. The substance behind the design makes the A5 an experienced long-distance companion irrespective of engine choice. Porsche input around the RS5 plays a role in the fastest model's astonishingly rapid pace and efficiency, though it is just a little too competent to be truly fun on the highway, at least from the UK. It is, however, a very rational option for supercar-style performance you'll be able to live with daily. Watch on for full Audi A5 coupe review. No unsuitably slow engines offered. One absurdly fast option available. All versions are satisfyingly capable. Audi A5 coupe petrol engines. The initial two choices here revolved around a 4-cylinder 2.0-liter turbocharged motor, with either 190 horsepower or 252 horsepower, these available with quattro all-wheel drive. With 320 Nm of torque available, the lower power output version takes 7.3 seconds to accomplish the 0.62 mph benchmark, while the wealthier engine has 370 Nm of torque and cracks the sprint in 5.8 seconds. The 252 horsepower unit features a meaty soundtrack in dynamic mode. Playing with ordinary day-to-day driving, it lacks visceral drama. It's quick but doesn't feel as flexible as the diesel counterparts, that have more torque available. Expanding kids from early 2018 was the 1.4-liter TFSI, producing 150 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque from 1,500 revolutions per minute. Despite it being the entry point in the A5 range, its performance might be more than acceptable, having a 0.62 mph duration of 8.9 seconds. Audi A5 coupe diesel engines. From the entry-level 2.0-liter to your pair of 3.0-liter V6 units, the TDI diesel lineup really suits the character from the A5 coupe with strong and gear acceleration. Unlike the A4 range, there's no 150 horsepower version with the 2.0-liter TDI, but there is really a 190 horsepower example, which we prefer. This makes relaxed progress with 400 Nm of torque plus a 0.62 mph duration of 7.2 seconds, a tenth faster than its similarly powerful petrol equivalent. Topping the TDI diesel range can be a 3.0-liter V6 with two power outputs, either 218 horsepower or 286 horsepower. The first matches both the .0-liter torque with 400 Nm. Even though the more powerful V6 packs 620 Nm of pulling power. The result would be the 286 horsepower motor requires 5.2 seconds to finish the 0.62 mph dash, another less compared to 218 horsepower version. The 286 horsepower 3.0 TDI feels quickly, pushing you into your back of the seat with stout acceleration, while on a regular basis humming away quietly in the bonnet. Audi S5 coupe performance. The next rung up inside the performance stakes will be the S5 coupe, which can be powered by the turbocharged 3.0-liter V6 petrol engine. This produces 354 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque, perfect for a 0.62 mph use of just 4.7 seconds. 2/10 quicker versus the previous generation S5. Power is incredibly spontaneous, especially at higher revs where any movement of your respective right foot is met by way of a jerking motion forwards or backwards. It's simpler to drive more smoothly with all the gearbox left to use normal D-drive mode as opposed to more responsive S-Sport setting. Sadly, the identical quick reactions aren't mirrored through the 8-speed automatic gearbox, which is usually a bit ponderous compared with all the 7-speed dual-clutch S-tronic box. It's better whenever you commandeer the paddles in the driver's seat and manage the gear shifts yourself, yet still not as razor-sharp as we'd such as a performance car. You get quattro all-wheel drive along with a racy soundtrack which makes itself heard from the cabin even at relatively low speeds. Luckily, it's a good sounding thing, having a nice warble at low revs building with a high-pitched bellow on the red line. Audi RS5 Coupe Performance. Where the S5 is quick, the RS5 Coupe is, frankly, ridiculous. The twin-turbo 2.9-liter V6 TFSI continues to be tuned to make 450 horsepower and 600 Nm, rogues from 1,900 revolutions per minute. Like the S5, the gearbox could be the traditional all-technology 8-speed automatic with Tiptronic manual override. It also features torque-sensing quattro four-wheel drive which has a rear-end bias that may be watchily felt when driving. There is absolutely no hint of understeer. Performance around the RS5 is intoxicating. 0.62 miles per hour is managed in 3.9 seconds without drama or apparent effort, only a distant bark through the adjustable exhaust. For drivers used for the instant flick from the tachometer using a dual-clutch transmission, the slightly analog feel on the RS5 gearbox might feel slow, but it really provides a welcome dose of normality vehicle which relentlessly exceeds performance expectations. Manual override holds gears provided that you want, eliciting somewhat artificially induced pops and crackles on the tailpipes. Overtaking is rarely a question of power, only opportunity, the engine and gearbox responding immediately to demands. It falls towards the stop-start system to permit the side-down, causing an occasionally frustrating delay at junctions, the location where the power and traction should allow safe progress. Your environmental conscience does come having a price. That same system also plays a part in rather erratic progress in traffic. Switch rid of it, and trade economy for calmly crawling along at idle, something that's particularly easy with all the optional traffic jam assist enabled. Quattro designs include astonishing traction. Ride comfort well suited for long journeys. Falls lacking true sports car involvement. Unsurprisingly, the Audi A5 Coupe shares similar handling characteristics to your A4 range where it is based, that's to say it can be a marked improvement over its predecessor. While the previous generation model's steering was numb, this version delivers considerably more feedback and also a well-weighted, linear action. It feels more down to useful when combined using the huge cornering traction enabled because of the quattro all-wheel drive system. You can set things up the best way you want them with all the Audi Drive Select system, consuming 5 modes called Comfort, Auto, Efficiency, Dynamic and Individual, aforementioned, allowing you to mix the settings up. Optional adaptive dampers provide a good balance of agility and comfort that has a cosseting ride over broken tarmac and also a firmer setting for faster cornering. It still feels much more an A4 than we'd like though. Given its coupe designation, it can be more satisfying if your handling reflected this using a sportier nature. Taking up a notch, the Audi RS5 Coupe. Increasing the ability and turning the main objective to ultimate performance, the RS5 Coupe should avoid accusations to be too soft when discussing the handling. There are a handful of choices when specifying the RS5 suspension, the whole active RS Sport system with dynamic ride control, and also a standard adaptive damper setup. This system has comfort and dynamic modes as well as a possible option to automatically switch between. Both settings are impressively capable of isolate road imperfections, passing information towards the driver without having to be disruptive. Comfort floats over dips and ripples inside road, which is absolutely great for legal, sensible progress in British conditions. Dynamic stiffens our body's control without losing ultimate compliance, tracking the path surface, yet absorbing unexpected jolts without fuss. The skittish sense of a firmly damped car on mid-bend ruts is usually very well controlled, partly through damping, and partly through incredible traction and electronic responses. If you're uncomfortable, which has a little body roll on rapid bends, the firmer setting inspires confidence. Even so, the RS5 is very well within its abilities on any road. You may enjoy contentment and still have absolute faith in sidecar. Drive Select is about taste and mood, not capability here. The rear-biased quattro system does give you a bit of excitement in weight transfer and low-speed, high-power cornering. Again, it becomes an entirely safe package, with an increase of traction than you ought to ever need. On wet roads, The all-wheel drive technique is almost essential considering the performance available. For enthusiasts, the track potential on the RS5 is undeniable, and Audi offers dynamic steering, dynamic ride control and carbon ceramic brakes, in addition to a cost replacement for Remove the Limiter. As you'd expect from the car is technically accomplished since the RS5, the steering is flawless. There's an amount of isolation that will upset drivers hunting for a hard-edged track car. It could well be at odds using the rest in the package. However, virtual cockpit reduces driver distraction. A tactile delight with quality materials. Comfort and control placement near perfection. Lifted from your A4 Saloon and A4 Avant ranges, the dashboard with the A5 Coupe surpasses its competition with regards to quality of materials, fit and finish and ergonomics. That's a substantial statement, but one that could be easily copied. All in the buttons and controls feel substantial and pleasing to utilize, in particular the touch-sensitive climate control panel. The layout is not difficult, but layered in a fashion that groups things together to ensure they are easy to find. You sit very reasonable, which befits the coupe shape, and it's all too easy to get everything set up the way you like thanks to an extremely adjustable driver's seat and lots of reach and rake for that steering wheel. Subtle alterations for that Audi RS5 coupe cabin. Leaving the majority in the interior alone, there are a handful of RS5 logos, and racing aluminum or carbon fiber trim to improve the sportier ethos. The steering wheel is often a chunky, flat-bottomed leather affair that feels great. It's sporty, but additionally luxurious. Even with all the suspension within the firmest dynamic setting, along with a rapid pace on imperfect roads, there's a lack of rattles across the cabin. Spec the optional large sunroof and it is just a delightfully airy interior for just a low-slung high-performance car. Highly adjustable sports seats. Front of cabin feels spacious to get a coupe. Rear seats generous but lack legroom. Crunching motorway miles and the Audi A5 coupe is really a relaxing and quiet experience, with little wind, tire or engine noise infiltrating the cabin. The seats beforehand are large and supportive, in particular the optional sports versions along with the extra bolstered chairs found within the S5 and RS5. Spec them using a massage function so you're unlikely being disappointed it's less comprehensive care as those from the Audi A8 Saloon, but there's enough movement to mitigate any lumbar pain. Ride quality can be quite good, even on broken surfaces, with lumps and bumps absorbed from the well-judged setup. A relaxing supercar, the Audi RS5 coupe. Migrate on the RS5, therefore you would expect the degrees of comfort to get sacrificed for ability. The sports seats provide an exceptional array of adjustment in spite of their racing bucket appearance, and ultimately there is no compromise here. As while using S5, the seats include heating and massage modes with optional rear seat heating, is actually the car in comfort mode. It's actually a serene destination to spend hours and search with the best roads. The small fuel tank does impact the stove though, so although it's suitable to long-distance touring your family will enjoy frequent fuel stops. Virtual cockpit looks great, cuts distractions. High-end 19-speaker B&O stereo audio available. Driving assistance package is worthwhile. The Audi A5 coupe comes inside the familiar Sport and S-line trims, with a lot more equipment available as standard just for this second-generation model. Performance fans should seek out of the S5 and RS5 versions as standalone trim levels. Standard Audi A5 coupe equipment. You receive a fair quantity of kit on base-spec sport cars. 17-inch alloy wheels. Xenon headlights with LED daytime running lights. Rear parking sensors. 3-zone climate control. 7.0-inch color screen to the multimedia system. Sat-nav. 10 speakers for that audio system. Audi smartphone interface. Cruise control. Leather upholstery. Sports seats from the front. A 3-spoke leather-trimmed sport tire with gearshift paddles on automatic cars. Keyless ignition. Progress and Mount 2 S-line as well as your A5 will probably be fitted with 18-inch alloy wheels. 20 mm lower ride height. LED back and front lights with scrolling indicators. Embossed seats with 4-way lumbar support. Alcantara suede and leather upholstery. Take a performance leap on the S5 Coupe as well as the standard kit roster additionally includes specific grille, bumpers and body kit, aluminum door mirror housings, 19-inch alloy wheels, S-Sport suspension lowered by 23 mm, gloss black brake calipers. Topping the stove is our S5 Coupe using a suitably generous degree of standardized equipment. Unique bodywork with flared back and front wheel arches. And a lot more aggressive body kit compared to S5. A gloss black honeycomb pattern grille. A discreet black rear spoiler. A different design with the 19-inch alloy wheels. Adjustable suspension damping. Our S5 specific front seats. Optional Audi A5 Coupe extras. There's plenty from which to choose here with stuff like Audi phone box with wireless charging, Audi virtual cockpit, Bang & Olufsen 3D audio system, interior inlays in carbon atlas, piano black or oak wood, head-up display, matrix LED headlights and massaging seats. Just monitor how much you're spending as being the cost of an A5 Coupe can rock it without much provocation. Radar and camera-based active safety. Excellent crash protection. Above all, secure handling with Quattro. The A4 gained the entire 5 stars from Euro NCAP, and considering that the A5 Coupe is indeed structurally similar, many experts have combined as part on the same test. There's a good amount of safety kit offered including active lane assist, adaptive cruise control, pre-sense city emergency stop and multi-collision brake assist filling the roster. How many ICE-FIX points does the Audi A5 Coupe have? Given how the two-door A5s are strict 4-seaters, it's not surprised that both on the rear seats offer generous degrees of space to have an ICE-FIX car seat delivering. Don't mind accessing them by tipping top seats forward. The front passenger seat has ICE-FIX mounting points for any rear-facing seat, but installing one makes access towards the back seats in the curbside impossible. Driver and front passenger is going to be comfortable. Rear seats surprisingly good, but in need of legroom. Boot is impressively large. It's significantly less practical because the Audi A4, that should be a given in view that it only has 2 side doors as well as a more aggressively sloping roofline. The 2 back seats might be best described as occasional for any individual over 6 feet in height, although smaller passengers will discover the head and legroom acceptable. Large for the two-door car, the Audi A5 proves remarkably very easy to place on the streets. Good forward visibility and reasonably sized mirrors are assisted by driver aids plus a 360-degree camera pack easily obtainable in some option bundles. The low level on the dashboard also increases visibility. The only time you'll obtain the A5's body design harder to deal with than the A4 is the place opening the doors, once the extra length takes a reasonable quantity of clearance, especially if using the back seats. This can make tightly spaced parking bays a chore. Sharing its underpinnings with all the practical A4 means the A5 can be a very easy coupe to tolerate. The boot is smaller compared to A4s, but 10 liters up about the first generation A5, offering an overall of 465 liters and 402,040 split rear seats for a longer time items. Obviously, having a conventional boot lid, accessing the boot space just isn't as easy as it is from the A5 Sportback, which consists of electrically operated tailgate. However, it is possible to specify a gesture-controlled electric boot lid with an automatic pop-out tow bar as options, boosting the practicality with the two-door coupe. There's space for the whole size spare plus a couple of oddments areas. An optional load net is quite useful on high-performance models or rusher roundabouts. Quattro models have a similar boot space as front-wheel drive variants.